Welcome back. No Remorph Wednesday. It is a brand new year, guys. We made it through 24 somehow, some way. And we're back to do more of the same this year. We haven't hit our anniversary for the show yet. We got about 3 months left of that, but
Yeah, it's like in
we're
the
hitting
middle of March.
milestones. Yeah. So we got our watch hours. We talked a little bit about that last week, which is awesome. It's all those replay gangs, people going back and watching the old episodes, and the people that do come and sit in here live with us too, of course. But so that's huge. We didn't anticipate that. We figured we'd be well over a year to hit that first milestone, but we're awfully close on subscribers too. So if you know somebody that maybe might be interested in reptile content, maybe likes to see a ton of technical difficulties all jammed into one show, or maybe they just need a confidence builder to get themselves out there, it's go, you can't be worse than these guys. Go take a look. You'll feel better about jumping on and doing your thing. But however that works, we need, what, roughly 30, 32, something like that to crack that first...
32.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, if you know anybody, send them this way. And as always, replay gang, much appreciated. Couple different things to mention tonight. We added some people to the affiliates program, and that is wide open. That's meant to be a community tool, so we don't want to keep that to a specific group. We'd like to put that out to as many people that would like to use it and make use of that. So we added a couple more affiliates. That's just a way for the coin and things you guys earn on this show and through some of our giveaways to spread it around to different people. This community should be working together, supporting each other, get each other out there, and I think that's a great way to do it. And it also gives you a little bit better reason to maybe want some Forge coin. Don't like some of the stuff we got? Surely some of those different affiliates have something we can't offer, so gives you a place to spend it. But
for sure.
Yeah, we're going to highlight that, but I don't think we have much else to go on tonight, guys. We're competing with a couple of really big shows tonight, so appreciate those that stopped in here. You know, there's 15 minutes of lame turn of the year with Charlie, and his nominee I think was going to be Tyler, right? Tyler Toxic Balls.
Yeah.
So those guys will be doing well over there, I'm sure, but appreciate everybody that stopped in tonight. Should we say hi to a few of them?
Absolutely.
Roll through some of that. We got A Ron, and I think he's number 3. Pretty sure. But anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. Appreciate you coming out, Aaron. We got the Dead Man, Vance. Thanks for coming out, man. Yeah, Happy New Year to you, too. I always appreciate Vance in here. And we have Sammy, the Pink Panther, 2%. He carried that 2% all the way to the finish line. Did really well, actually. And congrats to everybody that participated. Yeah, he's comical as can be, man. Sammy's an awesome guy. Strictly Business, he's coming up here shortly. I think he's about a month out as a guest. Does some of his own shows over on TikTok, but we hadn't caught those. I'm not a huge TikTok person. Jamie does a lot of that, but popped in and watched a few of their shows, and they do a great job. So Phil's coming on from them. Got Dustin and Melissa, DDM. This is Dustin, local people to us, and having a bit of a problem with one of theirs. I might swing over there and visit them tomorrow and see if we can't help out. But got Brave. Brave got a new backpack yesterday, I heard. So appreciate Brave swinging in. He's always giving me updates on how things are going there at school. So appreciate you, Brave. We got AA Ron number 1, the Sultan of Support. Kike, appreciate you. Hope everything went well on your last visit there. Hopefully those hoodies are keeping you guys warm on your visits. But Don D, man, I normally get some kind of a warning before this, but I didn't today. No nod or wink or anything. We do have one of these going out to Jamie at Rising Phoenix too, but he hasn't claimed a song yet, so we need to get that from him if he happens to be in tonight. Maybe he can tell us. Got the Silent Assassin, James Perry. Good to see you here, sir. Appreciate you stopping out. We got LMK Ken. Saw your new logo, Ken. Looks pretty damn sharp. I dig it.
Yeah.
And we're going to be seeing that tomorrow night on Vance's. I think it's on the Dead Man's channel tomorrow night. So we'll swing over there and take a peek. Big D, there's Derek. Appreciate you, Derek, coming out. Fun guy to hang out with, man. That guy's gets chuckling, and then I have to laugh. Something about his chuckle gets me going. James B, appreciate you, sir, as always. That's the back alley artist. Hiding all that art. I don't know why. People need to see it. Dustin, Corey, good to see you guys. Appreciate it. What a great show that was. If you did not see that show or several of our other shows, go back and watch them. But Corey and Dustin were awesome. We had a fun time with them. Nice family. Sophia Hansen. Oh, Craig. Does this mean you're in trouble? Or somebody's keeping an eye on you back there? This is Craig's wife, but appreciate her coming in to check on her hubby. Make sure he stays behaved, I guess, maybe. Make sure the flannel stays on tonight, Craig. And this is our folks. This is mine and Jason's mom. She's sitting on the couch drinking old fashioned or something, watching us on the big screen. So appreciate you, Mom. Thanks for coming out.
Double Dipper.
This is part of the panel tonight. We're going to see how his 24 went and what his plans are for 25 shortly here. But Double Dipper, thank you. Appreciate it, Josh. There's Tim. He's probably trying to steal Connie's old fashioned on the same couch. That's our dad there, but appreciate it, Dad. DJ, yo, is Elias right behind you, DJ, or are you just doing that for safety's sake? Appreciate you. Royal Caribbean Exotics, Tuesday nights, 6:15 Central Time. Go check out their show. It's a good one. Darren, another 15 minutes of lame guy right there. Cheeks McGee, we're calling him from now on, but he did real well. Yes, exactly. Jason Opelt, appreciate you coming out. Jay, did you pick up a song for him yet?
I got several. He's gonna have to make a decision.
Okay. So he gets to pick. That's nice. Nice way to do it. Nikki, appreciate you. We were just on their show last Saturday, a little 2024 appreciation show, and we appreciate them a ton. They do a ton behind the scenes for the community, so appreciate you guys. See you, Serpent Stan. Appreciate you, sir. It was a blast hanging out in Daytona. I can't wait to get back down there again to see you. Hopefully we can get to a bigger show this year, maybe just, I don't know, Southeast Expo maybe? I don't know. Maybe run into you at a different one, Stan, but always good to see you. Hope you're healing up, man, feeling well. Appreciate you coming out. We're getting down
there. Yep.
Got a Amy Bush. This is a daughter's boyfriend's mother's extended family cousin's uncle right here.
It's probably Zach.
It's probably Zach. Yeah.
It's probably Zach. Yeah. On Mom's account, maybe. We got Big Mike. Good to see Big Mike in here too. Rammary's Royals. He was an excellent guest. Put up his hot seat as a replay video, and that's done real well. People enjoy Mike, man. He's a great guy.
Double Dipper.
We got another Double Dipper. Let's go, Forge fam. Appreciate it, Jason. You'll be on the panel here answering your 24 regrets and regurge and all that good stuff. Oh, no regrets. Yep. Mitzi Ann.
Oh, there we go again.
Yep. Oh man, we can't do these.
Nah. I can't do it.
Appreciate you, Mitzi. Always with the hearts and smiles, but I'm still looking forward to the oil wrestling at some point.
Mitzi wraps it up for guests.
Okay. Perfect. So that moves us right into what we were talking about just a minute ago. Affiliates. So again, this is open. Anyone that is interested or would like to be part of this or thinks they have some things that people would like to throw Forge Coin at, let us know. We will add you on here. But I'm going to start with the oldies but goodies. And Charlie is shed testing. He said he would take Forge Coin directly toward your shed test. So that's pretty badass. Appreciate that, Charlie. Chris at BNS said there's no limits on his side. That's going to be pretty much anything from animals to Coco to merch, whatever he has over there. He said you can put Forge Coin toward that. Bone Daddy reached out. He's always been the unofficial sponsor of the show. Just a great guy with his laser engraving and stuff and cutting boards, all of that kind of stuff. He also has great animals and merch as well. Through him on here as an affiliate, he will take coin as well. John at Mission Morphs, same situation. You have things you would like from John, put some coin towards those. Again, great merch, great animals. He's going to be hatching some really killer stuff this year, so keep an eye on that character. Angel Caro, I think all know Angel out there. He's kind of a long-term guy going way back to the OG days, but ton of nice animals. I think he was kind of looking more to put coin toward his 3D printed stuff, which is amazing. He's got bowls, he's got hides, he's got hooks, packing, really nice shipping stuff. Materials. Yeah, and custom stuff. He said he will work with people on their own design as well. So we'll round out coming around the corner with Carl and the other Jamie Stewart. I don't know why I always crack up when that comes up, because what are the odds they both have the same first and last name? But
that's crazy.
Fantastic couple out there also doing 3D printing. They do kind of some odd custom stuff like tub tags, reminder clips, things like that for your snake room. But they do the custom bowls and things too with your logo and water bowls. They do hides. So, and again, I think they will work with you to 3D print some of your own designs as well. But appreciate all these folks. Again, interested in being an affiliate, just let us know. If you think you have stuff that people would like to throw corn, don't throw corn.
It's
corn towards. Let us know, and we can plop you in that group. So appreciate all these guys for sure. And on that note, sponsor time. We got Chris at BNS, Coco2go, The Chipper. Tons of different species. We talk about it every week, but I'll try and go through them again. He's got the colubrids, he's got the boas, he's got ball pythons, he's got all kinds of different animals. And then he's doing the Coco2go and The Chipper as well. Regional distributor of that stuff, and I hear they are looking for distributors as well. So maybe if your area is not well served, you can get in touch with Chris about that. But fantastic product. We've tried both, and superior product. The Coco2go is amazing. Take it out of the bag, throw it in your tub, and it's ready. Chipper, you do have to hydrate, but again, fantastic quality. Best stuff out there for Coco, in our opinion. So appreciate you, Chris, 100%. And if I can take a sip of beer and watch a Charlie commercial, I'd be super excited. Who's ready to see some guests and get a panel going? You guys?
Me.
Yeah. Okay. So sip of beer it is. Hang in there, folks. We got Charlie's video coming up for a commercial, and panel members coming out right after that. So drink your stuff down, guys. Put away all the dirty mags. We'll be right back with you guys in just a sec. Man, tried to dump us into an old guest scene. I knew it was going to happen. Caught it right away. So pop fly to center field, and I was hanging over the fence by my gut. But we got her.
Happy New Year, panel.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Appreciate all you guys coming back out with us. I know this is a busy time of year for everybody with family stuff going on and travel, and wanted to reach out to all three of you. First, because you've been guests before. That's kind of how we run our panels here. It's got to kind of be a previous solo guest. Secondly, because we somehow found a way to like all you guys. And two of you even came with our stuff on. Craig's, he might be hiding it under the flannel, but at least two of you have our shirt on.
Just shake your head,
amazing.
Yes, Craig.
Yes, I'm wearing Morph Forge under the flannel.
Incognito mode, Craig.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, we had a couple chuckles about that tonight, but I don't know if you were pretty amped about it before the show, so I guess we might as well get it out of the way. Josh, would you like to show your shirt off?
I absolutely would love to show my custom one-of-a-kind Morph Forge shirt. But it's so much better than Jason's, by the way. Got my hot seat survivor on there. Got Jamie on the back.
Very nice.
That is top tier. Very nice.
This is 101 custom stuff right here.
Oh, I'm not gonna let that go.
Now, just a little Easter egg, and I don't know if you know this or not, but have you tested that QR code?
On here?
Yeah.
Of course it's not.
To see where it brought you?
I honestly haven't even thought about it.
I hope it's
my
big gold. It's never going to give you. Yeah.
It's
Right,
more
right.
pictures of Jamie.
I gotta take it off right now.
It's an FO page.
It's like sticking me in a room with a button and saying, "Don't push it." I mean, please.
Right. Yeah. And same for you, I guess, Jason. I guess you have to have your turn too.
Yeah. Custom my 15 minutes of lame shirts way better than Josh's shirt.
Okay. All right. Nice. All right. We figured that would come up on its own somehow, so I figured I'd just get it out of the way.
Force the issue right out the bat.
Let's just get it over with. Elephant in the room. My shirt's better.
Right.
Oh, okay. More Forge is bigger, though. I think we do have a problem here. I'm a little upset.
My Forge is bigger than his.
His Forge is
Absolutely.
bigger. Can't figure out which way to go.
It definitely is. I don't know why that's the
Yeah,
case,
I don't know
but I'll
why
look
that
into
happened.
that.
That's because I got all this manly real estate
That's
right
what
here.
it is.
Yeah, big guy.
Fantastic.
That double XL.
We'll keep Craig safe from Sophia. Craig, you don't have to take the flannel off. You'll be fine.
Okay.
We
Okay.
trust you.
If you insist.
So yeah, the point of the show tonight, I guess, is just kind of a recap of 24 for you three in particular. The kinds of things that I think some people would find value in, things maybe you've struggled with in 24, things that went well for you in 24, things that you maybe weren't expecting to learn or pick up through 24, and how that kind of turned around. And then we're going to look a little bit at 25 too and see how that affected some of the decisions you made going into this next year. So that's the basis of the show. To get it started, I think we're going to fire over to Jason. He's kind of renowned for the first question jitters. He bumps people into that uncomfortable realm on the first question, and we'll just kind of cycle through the three of you guys to see how you reply to this stuff. But
we'll take it.
Again, appreciate all three of you. Jason, what you got?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. 2024, great year for me. And then everyone who does this business, I don't think that every other year, and my light just fell again. 2024, great year for me. I don't think that anyone who enters this business wants the next year to be worse than the last year. So for me, it was the best year that I've ever had. I've produced Ultramel het sunsets, sunset het Ultramels. Working on right now, spoiler for 2025, we'll wait on that. Krypton Pieds, Clown Pieds, that are also possible double het, DG Hypo. I mean, I had a great year. For me, I did also have a lot of animals just to come out of the egg and die as well. And as a breeder, it happens. They pop out of the egg, and you question, what did I do wrong? But some of them survive, some of them don't. But 2024 for me was a victory, I would say. Breeding for myself for the future, and every animal that I produced, if I had to keep it, I would. There's, sales, and I think across the board we can all agree sales have been down compared to what we've seen in the last couple of years, especially during COVID. COVID, I made amazing sales during COVID. Couldn't keep anything on the shelf, and now it seems like double recessives are hard to sell.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, so in general, I mean, you had a good year. I mean,
I had a great year.
Okay. Yeah, just a general recap. All right, Josh, what do you got for that? Do you got a similar experience for the year?
Well,
Actually, let's do this. There we go.
This year, I kind of didn't do a lot breeding-wise. I only really ran 6 pairings. This year, I kind of focused on restructuring my project platform, so to speak, I guess. I cut out a lot of the byproducty stuff, non-het carrying codom stuff, kind of streamlined to, all right, these are the grow outs I've produced with hets that, I plan on going farther with projects, and kind of cut out other stuff. Some stuff I gave away, some stuff I sold. But I've pretty much got myself into a line of decent higher end quality stuff, trying to go for quality versus quantity. So I cut down from 144 snakes last year to about 67 where I'm at right now.
Okay.
But
that's a big
pretty
cut.
much everything that I got rid of was non-het carrying stuff. I mean, I pretty much went recessive, basically revolving mostly around like puzzle and clown and hypo with dark gene codoms. So I'm doing a lot of blackhead, double het, and blackhead, triple het stuff this season to push that, blackhead project farther because it's my favorite gene. But
okay,
I produced some cypress hypo cinnamon stuff this season. I had a real nice little clown clutch. It was a small clutch. She only laid 5 eggs. One was a boob and one was a slug. So I was shooting for Pompeii's with that. I obviously missed. I did catch everything except for the black pastel in one, which will be the holdback to try and push that project forward.
Okay.
And this season, I'm really gonna probably turn it up. I'll probably produce a bunch of visual recessive and double recessive stuff this year because last year I kind of slacked off and let all those holdbacks get size, and everybody's ready to go this season. So it should be a good year this year. Plus, I kind of jumped into another species. I picked up a Doomeril this year, which I fell in love with.
Awesome.
He's my big puppy dog, one of my best friends now. He's probably the coolest snake to hold and interact with. But
everybody that gets one says the same. They're like, you have to experience one, and I
the interaction with them is great. They're not just like something that just sits there, like they're inquisitive. Like he wants to get in my beard and like go around and move and crawl and like be interactive with you versus like just laying there around your neck like most balls or balling up in your hand like most balls.
True. Yeah.
I don't know. He meets me at the cage. It's like a puppy. I go to the cage. I start walking over there. He sees me and he's like, right to the door. Like, unlock it.
Cute.
Let me come out. He crawls right out to me. Never any
That's
aggression or anything. And he's real cool. He's not like a lot of the other ones. So I looked for something specific when I delved into that rabbit hole. So I went with a really clean, reduced red line of Doomeril versus like the standard gray. I mean, I like the rose line stuff because it kind of really reminds me of like hypo and ball pythons.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a real nice like pink line that if I could find somebody that has it that's willing to get rid of it. I've talked to a couple people, but most people that have it right now, as far as Doomerils, they're not really letting go of too much of it.
Gotcha.
I'd like to try and route myself down that lane of the pinkish lavender red color Doomerils.
Yeah, that's badass. So 24 sounds like it was pretty okay. We're going to touch on the negatives of everybody's 24 too. So this is just the general recap. But Craig, we're going to put you up there, man. What you got for us from 24?
Oh, we're just kicking butt and throwing corn.
Trying to throw
just the kernels,
corn.
right? Yes. Not the whole.
Yeah. Yeah. Had a good year. It was a small breeding year. Only had a handful of clutches, while most of my animals are getting up to size. This next year will be probably 4 or 5 times bigger in terms of clutch count than this year.
Okay.
But yeah, I learned a lot, and I had a lot of help. I think this next year, one of my goals is to do more of it hands-on. I have helpers that come in and do a lot of the cleaning and help me with feedings and do the rats and stuff like that. But I really feel like this year I need to do more of it myself, and I'll be able to. I think this year I've structured the rest of my life so I can have more time with the animals. Last year was incredibly busy in the other parts of my life. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to 2025. I learned a lot in 2024, mostly regarding the strategy of my pairings, and I've had a lot of time to think while these animals are growing up, what I'm going to do. And I've developed some good friendships with some people that I can bounce ideas off of, and And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year.
Nice. So nothing majorly disasterly. Well, we're going to get to that next. But Jason, I know you've got a question for this group.
Yeah.
You came
Yeah,
into
we're
the
going
panel
to,
and
like you said, we're going to start right in on that. So my question for you guys is 2024, everybody made mistakes. We've all made mistakes in 2024. What would you rank your biggest mistake? What was it? And what did you learn from it?
oh, we're going to go backwards.
Give everybody a minute
Craig,
to think
you're on.
That
one. Okay, so this year my biggest mistake with the rodents was I lost a vendor for the kind of rodent feed I use, which is Kalmbach, and could not get a good supplier. So I decided I would go with someone else who had another brand of rodent feed, and it turned out to be just disastrous because our birth rates just plummeted. And
crazy. Okay.
Yeah. And so I thought, well, we'll try something else out. We'll see how it goes. But because I couldn't get any Kalmbach, now I've got a great Kalmbach distributor. I have to drive a little bit to get to them. But they're direct with Kalmbach, no going with wholesalers and stuff like that. And so, yeah, my big mistake was making a change like what food my rodents eat in the middle of the year. Yeah. And that really made it difficult to get everybody fed as much as they needed to be fed without having to go to frozen thawed.
Yeah, and that can be a domino effect too. Do you just raise feeders for yourself, or do you sell them as well?
Just raise feeders.
Yeah.
So I've never really had that. I've had baby booms and stuff, which is why I had some frozen thawed, but but I've never really been able to produce more than I need.
Sure.
Okay. So Craig, I mean, just to touch on a little bit of that issue, because somebody might run into something similar. Were you able to pin down what the issue was between the two feeds, or just they didn't like it, or was there any conclusion to why that birth rate dropped?
They ate it. They got fatter. They stopped making babies. They liked it. They got fatter and they stopped making babies. And so that's really the long and short of it. It was, someone asked what brand was it. I'm trying to think of exactly the brand name it was. It's
Missouri, maybe?
No, it's Tucker Milling is an Alabama company, and they make it. So, but you open the stuff up and it was very, crumbly and hard to work with. And so I was off to a bad start with that. Whereas, with Kalmbach, it's really good, well-formed pellets, and then it just went downhill from there. I thought, how I don't need to get too precious with how the pellets look. It's rat food, for heaven's sakes,
Right.
But
turns out it matters, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it matters, and so formulated for breeders is different than formulated for other purposes,
Sure.
And so, yep.
Sure.
Rick Tyler says same issue. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Can't remember what the name of it is, but it was anyway. Not happy.
Oh, great input though for people that are kind of looking into that, and have a backup, right? That's the moral of the story.
Yeah, have a backup
supply.
And it's not enough just to get one supplier, because man, in the feed industry, it's that a lot of people are buying out other people,
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I moved away from you said it earlier, the Missouri. Yeah, because Purina did a deal with AFC, and so Purina isn't dealing direct in the Southeast anymore. They're going through AFC, and that threw off the whole supply chain. I've sat down and talked with feed guys about it, and I just can't get it consistently. And when I need it, and so went to Kalmbach, and I'm happy with that. Happy with that product, and it's a great family-owned business. You know, the folks tell me that their plant is cleaner than most people's houses. So, really happy with their product.
Nice. Appreciate sharing that with us, Craig. That's good news, man. Good news you found it, and good information for people that could run into the same thing. So,
For sure.
Jason, you're up, man.
I'm not going to say like, so it's going to have to go back a couple of years. But biggest mistake of 2024 for me was back in the earlier 2019, 2018, 2020 is not taking the chances that I should have. In 2024, I had an animal, a 66% het sunset female that I bought for pennies on the dollar. And she proved out to be het sunset, made me a sunset that's possible het ultramel. I got to get a shed tested for her. But back in the day, I bought the one animal, and not taking the chances back in the day when when money was great, the economy is terrible now. People were throwing stuff together, not taking the chances early on and buying those 66% hets that I should have or could have, and had it work out for me. Now we have the advent of shed testing and everything like that. But back in 2018, 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021, taking more chances and letting the risk versus reward be better for me. I did it with one animal, and I should have done it with maybe the whole clutch when someone was offering it for dirt cheap, and I just took one, as opposed to, 2, 3, 4, 5, and grew them up, because I got them young, I grew them up, and now, here I prove them out, and I could have taken the chance back then, and it's why didn't I? Because I was afraid, because other people put out there, you hear all the time, people put out there, if it's not 100% het, I'm not buying it. Well, okay, I get it, but if you're buying a double het that's pos het, 2 or 3 of another kind, why not? What do you have to lose?
Absolutely.
Especially if this isn't, if this isn't your, I'm feeding my family business, and you're, you know what I mean? You're barely paying anything more if you are. So
Yeah.
for me, it's not, for me, my biggest regret is as soon as that animal, that was the first one that I ever did, that I bought, that was not 100% het. And I took the chance, it proved out for me, and I'm very happy that it proved out, but I'm also upset that I did not take more chances early on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Easier to say now though, maybe, because you've got, just like you had said, you've got the shed testing, right? So that does make it much easier. Yeah.
100%.
You're not going to invest 3 years to find out that it was a mistake, or you can get it tested
Sure.
right away.
And I wouldn't, I personally, if you're taking the chance on a 66%, and I'm going to throw a recessive out here that people are going to, oh, why are you doing? But like, if you're taking a chance on a 66% het hypo, like, okay, like you can afford to buy the 100% het. But if you're taking a chance, I wish I would have taken the chance more on 66% het monsoons, more sunset,
Yeah.
more double het, sunset clowns, sunset pie, monsoon pie. Add all of those up. You know what I mean? Like not the easy stuff that we can all produce now, but I wish that I would have taken the chance years ago to be able to be like, okay, because majority of the time it's going to work out for you. That 66%, especially if you're buying it from someone who you know and you trust,
Yeah.
it's going to work out more in your favor than it's not. I mean, that's the odds of it. That's the statistics. 66% of the time, I'm going to make this. So why not gamble? Why not take the chance? And I'm a gambler too, with pairings, with odds, with and I wish that going back to myself younger, I would have taken more of those chances.
Gotcha. Yep.
And that's what 2024 proved to me. Was my biggest regret of 2024 was not going back 3, 4, 5 years ago and saying, hey, try. What's the worst going to happen? You're going to raise a normal? Cool.
Right. And different markets make that difference too. At the time, maybe back at the time, things are raising, prices are getting a little tighter. Things that are chances may be higher. Like now, chances are going dirt cheap. So take your chances.
Exactly. Yep. Chances were dirt cheap back then, or I'm sorry, chances are dirt cheap now. Back then, they weren't dirt cheap. But
exactly,
I mean, people were putting them out there for you to be able to do that. You know what I mean? And all it is a conversation. A lot of people are afraid to engage with people one-on-one and message them outside of Morph Market and be like, hey, I saw you had this animal listed. Do you think? And they're like, nah, I really don't think so, but maybe, you know what I mean? And hey, take a chance.
Yeah.
Here's $100. See if it proves out.
Yep. Now here's
Good
$10.
Answer.
See if it proves out.
Yeah. Now it's 3 years, and it's all on you to see you raising and breeding and everything, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a good deal. All right, Josh, it's up to you, man. What in 2024 bit you in the butt, and what did you learn from it? Yeah.
What bit me in the butt this year was I'm gonna say being lazy, and I'm sure a lot of people are guilty of it. I set up a hatchling rack right before I went on vacation this year, and I was gone for like 18 days. And I ran a thermostat probe in there, and I just put some that metal AC tape over the probe on the thing, like hold it down, just get it set up, and went on my trip. And I had my son and a good friend of mine checking on the snakes, and they pulled the probe. I lost like 6 hatchlings.
Oh man.
It's something so stupid and meaningless that the last 10 years I've used that same tape on them probes, and it's never happened, but it happened.
That
to
stuff
me
really sticks usually.
It definitely well, what happened is that I guess pushing the tub in and out over time, it rolled the edge up, and it got sticky, and one of them pulled the tub out, the probe pulled, it fell, it got the 6 hatchlings that were in that section of the rack. But now I have nice magnetic ones that are pretty cool. They clip onto the tape and have like a magnetic latch for the probe. So I bought them at Daytona. Actually, they're functioning really, really well. You really gotta like snatch on that thing to make it come out now. So
nice.
Somebody was advertising them. I don't remember who though.
I can't honestly remember who I got them from either, but they were custom making them, and they had them for like the Herpstat probes, the Vivarium probes. They had them for all the different style of probes, and they're great. The magnets, because it actually slides underneath the fish tape on the back lip.
Yeah.
And then the probe goes into a slot that has a magnet that holds it there too. So not only is it hooked to the tape, hooked to the clip, but it's magnetic as well, so it doesn't come back out of the clip.
Nice.
They're really nice and convenient, and they've been functioning really well actually. So I was kind of worried because they do hold the probe actually like up off the heat tape just a little bit, but you adjust your temperatures a degree or two, and it was no problem.
Yeah. There you go. Nikki says it's the Harbins that make some of those probe clips.
That's it.
I've got some right here. Yeah. Maybe I can show if you put me on blast.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be Tennessee Orange if you
that's right.
order it from them.
Yeah, it says Pro Balls right on it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, yeah, they're great little cheap, effective ideas. To be honest, they work great.
Yep.
So the lesson learned is just caution and double and triple check your stuff and make sure it's where it's going to be and consistent. Yeah. And I've shortcutted stuff. I pulled the rack out.
Double check everything.
Yeah, I pulled a rack out to clean it, get in behind and get cobwebs and gunk. And then when I went to put it back in, I didn't see that the probe had gotten under one of the wheels on the rack. Well, when you keep moving the rack, it just pulled it loose, and it wasn't far enough that it didn't register. Thank God. But in the morning, it was like 5 degrees hotter than it should have been. You know what I mean? Pulled the probe up off of there enough that it wasn't reading accurate. So yeah, just double and triple check. That's the key point there, yeah. So, but nothing major disastrous. But you had some weather things as well, right, Josh? You had what?
Yeah, I mean,
back that
house wise and life wise, besides ball pythons, it was a little rough this year. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
as far as projects go and stuff, everything kind of moved forward. I lost all my AC unit and ductwork for my house and my rat shed and like 3 of my rat racks, and
Jeez.
had some chickens drown, that I couldn't really get out quick enough before the water came.
Jeez.
But it's all dried up now. We're on the rebuild process. So I actually have the guy coming Friday to do my AC system, which is a win. It's been
Nice.
a little over 3 months with no AC or heat or anything. So
Yeah.
and Florida gets hot. So
Yeah, for sure. Hey, there's some land for sale right down the road from me, Josh. You don't have to worry about ever getting flooded.
Right, there's been a couple like sleep naked 2 fans pointed on me nights.
That's for another show.
It hasn't been too bad. The last couple of weeks it's been cool. So
thanks for that visual, Josh. Thanks for that.
Right.
I had to
save that for
you
another episode.
You just see him laying starfish on the bed, just.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So yeah, I mean nothing majorly disastrous though for the 3 of you. It sounds like 24 was just kind of a, hey, this happened, but nothing as a catastrophe to make you close up shop or change mind or change direction. Just kind of a whole hum year. It sounds like for everybody. Kind of was for us.
I think when you enter like and I'm just gonna say like the level that we're at, you're not making those mistakes anymore where you're cooking eggs, you're cooking babies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like accidents happen, but you're not out there making that first year mistakes that you did or watched out for. You know what I mean? The mistakes that we all do right now are all self-induced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all, would have, should have, could have back in the past, and like Josh said, laziness, you know what I mean?
Yep.
We've been there, we've done that, like I should have caught that. I was, whatever, slamming tubs for all of us, cleaning. How many snakes are we cleaning on a daily basis where it's just like, the same freaking thing over and over and over again.
It gets crazy. Have you guys ever gone to bed and then you're just about to go to sleep and you're like, oh man.
Oh shit, you gotta get up, I gotta run down to like, did I close that freaking tub? Did I oh fuck, I missed that one. You know what I mean? It's exactly
all the time.
Every week it's the same thing. Like I'm running down. Did I close that tub? Did I do this? Did I do that? Yeah, 100%.
It's so funny you say that because I was doing pairings like 2 weeks ago. And I paired up this male to here and that male to there and, put everything up. And then the next morning I come back in and I was like, oh crap. I hadn't, the male that I had taken out and put in with the female, I had left his tub open. and I come in the room like, oh my God, like ready to dig through everything. Like, holy crap. And I was like, oh wait, I put him in with her last night. Oh God.
I've done that exact same thing, man.
That's the worst part. When you have like 10 to 15 pairings going on and you're throwing like a whole bunch of males or whatever and you accidentally forget to close one tub and you leave it open like 4 or 5 inches on accident and then you come down the next day and you're like, fuck.
In a panic.
Oh no. Where's and you're ripping tubs open like, did I put him in one of these? And then you see him and your heart just dropped like, oh thank God.
I remember 2 years ago I had one get out and I fucking put 10 pounds of flour like all over the fucking room because I was gonna find this snake like fast, right? Like my wife can't know this snake is loose in my house.
I'm gonna see his trails.
I'm gonna find this snake. My wife comes home. What's the first thing she do? Walk right into my snake room, the room she never goes in, and it's like, what the fuck is all over the floor in my house? What's going on? What's going on? And I was like, it's called a flower trap, babe. I'm trying to find a snake that got out. She's like, there's a snake loose in my house.
Oh,
oh God.
Just went from bad to worse, man.
Yeah,
so literally,
exactly.
at think maybe about 14 hours that snake was loose. I was coming back here like every 20 minutes, opening the door. Like, there's going to be shutting it back, like, please move somewhere so I can find you.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so
That's
silly
funny.
how we approach that too. I love the quick action, like a ball python's just going to dart for a corner. You
Yeah.
always come in like,
Let's come slamming across the room like, oh, God, I got to go run at it. Oh,
I can't use flour. All my snakes are gluten free. So
Oh yeah, that is
He's
a
got
problem.
almond flour.
I did have a snake get out on a live this last year. So I was on a live and I was showing a snake, and I didn't push the tub back in, and the snake got out, and I found it live on air too. But it was of course in the racks, you know.
Yeah.
if I recall, you got a pretty good bite on a live too, did you not?
That happened for sure. That definitely happened. I was
Walk us through that, Craig.
Well, I was showing snakes, and one of the things they wanted to see was my Madagascar Western Sanzinia tree boa, and so that snake is kind of dicey to handle to begin with, but I decided I'd give it a try, and so I got the hook out, and man, it just did a massive feed response. Got my hand, wrapped it up.
Oh man,
Blood everywhere, and but we still did the show, and
We still did the
so
show.
I showed off the animal, you know, on the snake cam with it on my wrist. Isn't it? It's beautiful. I was in so much pain.
it's beautiful.
It did not look comfortable. I was watching that live and I'm like, that is not fun. Craig
Took one
handled
for
it
the
like a
team.
champ, though. You'd like, well, I got bit. You show it, and it's just
Okay.
I seem to remember myself yelling, "Motherfucker!"
that was off to the side. I mean, when you came back to the camera, you're like, I got bit.
That's so
Yes.
I
funny.
got
Yes,
bit.
It bit me.
It was a nasty one, yeah. It's not
It
good.
happens to the best of us. Hatchlings are snipers, man. I get bit all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go to the opposite side of the fence with the question I've got for you three. Jason was hitting the negative side. What went really wrong for you? What was, how did you come out of that? I'm going to go to the other side of the fence, and I'm going to say, like, what was your one real victory from 24 that you feel like, hey, this was pivotal for me. This really is going to keep me going in this number one. But where did it put you, and how do you think that kind of came about? We'll start reverse. We'll go with Josh first here. Swap this up, and we'll put Josh out here.
Well, streamlining kind of has me excited as well too. Getting into specific projects that I'm really into and kind of like focusing my passion, so to speak. And this year, as far as like all the holdbacks and everything that I've produced that are coming up, it's got me really excited, got me really passionate about it again, because like now I'm getting into that, like 5 years ago, I was like, I want to make this stuff, now I like am to that point of it's happening this year. You know what I mean? I'm going to make that stuff. So it's really got me jumpy about 2025, because I'm doing a lot of cool blackhead stuff, unconventionally type blackhead stuff. And I'm really pushing dinker projects that I work pretty hard this season to get in a lot of stuff so that I have it and can actually start releasing a little bit of it. RK stuff. RK.
Sorry,
I'm
man.
sorry.
We're just
laughing.
reading the note from DDM there.
We raise biters. Sorry, guys.
Yep. Good feeding responses.
Just pushing projects has me really excited. I did a lot of that this season, and it was a lot of waiting for grow outs, but like they're all there. It's like that day you start opening tubs and you're like, oh wow, I get to pair you, and oh wow, I get to pair you, and oh wow, finally this one, and yes, they're all going this year. Like, here it goes.
It's
Nice.
It's awesome that you were able to cut down. How did that go? I mean, was it tough to get rid of some of the snakes, or did it go pretty smooth for you?
I had a pretty good wholesale chunk go. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
put out here's a bunch of stuff like a Inchy without a Codom, or just a Champagne Leopard, or I had a lot of like cinnamon combos because I was chasing urban camos for like 6 or 7 years, man. I was like in that project deep, and I pretty much got rid of all the Sandblast Pied stuff last year, and all the Hypo Sandblast Cinnamon Pied stuff, and all that stuff that had to do with that project, when I really realized I had like 35 animals that were all pretty much that project that was kind of dead to me. I mean, not that it's not a good project, but like I tried for so long with so much like heartbreak and disappointment in that project that over 6 years I produced 9 urban camo combos with other Codoms and Calico and all kinds of stuff, and I had 2 out of 9 viable over 7 years. You know what I mean?
That's tough.
It's a real, kinky, shark bite, corkscrews. Like, you have a lot of problems, in that super black pastel urban camo type projects.
Yeah.
Some of the animals were really cool. Some of them, I sold that were, double hets, and hets that were just sold as pewters, or just sold as, whatever $50 stuff here, just to move it. But a lot of it, I reached out to some people that I work with, and they were working other stuff, and I was like, hey, if you need this is what I got. Let me know what you need, and tried to help some people out too with as far as the breeder type stuff. Like, I had 32 breeder females that I got rid of this year.
Yeah.
So, and it was all, some of it carried hets and stuff, but most of it was het pied stuff. Since I was getting out of the pied game altogether, it was just like, wow, I didn't realize how much of my collection involved pied, and that I'm not working,
Yeah.
So Jamie wants her face back off your shirt since you're getting out of pied.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to cut a hole out of there.
I got clown pied and hypo clown pied stuff, but not
I'm just teasing.
not just like straight.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So 24, the narrow down is really going to pay off for you, it sounds like. So that decision was your big win for the year, is like,
Well, it
focus on your
cut. What it
project,
did for
move forward.
me was cut a lot of overhead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These were animals that, some of them I had for 6, 7 years that I hadn't bred in 4. You know what I mean? Like, I just been keeping these snakes going and feeding them, and they weren't really benefiting my projects or my situation. So I figured I would put them out to people first that maybe they could benefit and help their, journey like they did me in the beginning. And if not, I wholesaled the rest of the stuff I had left as a group.
Absolutely.
And just
So
moved
we got
on.
a direct question
Go
from
ahead.
Dustin. So the question is for Josh. If you were to invest in another recessive project, what would it be? And this is kind of off the topic you're on, but quick, this is the rapid fire hot seat.
Chop.
Which recessive?
Tornado.
Okay, nice.
Honestly,
that stuff's amazing.
I really like tornado stuff. It's kind of like a similar monsoony type thing, but it doesn't.
Is it within
like
your means?
tornado. I
Yeah,
mean,
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like that question goes: is it within your means to be able to purchase? Like, it comes available right now, bam, you can buy it.
no.
Exactly. So
Not-
what's within your means recessive?
I
you
think
don't have.
I pretty much have everything within my means recessive. I've got puzzle, I've got hypo, I've got ultramel, I've got monarch, I've got G stripe, I've got.
You breed ultramel and monarch?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Right?
How dare you?
Well,
Jumping
you
both
just take it
sides of the
different
fence.
ways.
I lost
Listen,
one with me.
all my monarch project stuff is blackhead, so it all all my ultramel stuff is blackhead, so it all
It
looks
almost
monarch.
looks monarch.
Oh
yeah.
my
Yeah.
god.
It all
All right. Well, Josh gets kicked out of the spotlight on that conversation. So
Yeah. Wow. Ultramel
Jason,
and
you're-
monarch.
You can play for both sides. It's okay.
No,
You
no,
can,
you
yeah.
can't. Gotta be one or the. No, I'm just playing. No, good for you.
Just the bigger end recessives. If I could get into any of those, I would love to.
I'll see you right back.
For me,
Jason,
Tornado's
this
awesome.
is to you.
Tornado is super cool. For me, that question would be paint. I don't have any paint. I would love to have paint in my recessive stuff right now, but I don't have it. So, as for 2024, the victories that I've had, Ultramel had Sunset. I'm going to be saying a lot of Ultramel. I am King Ultramel. Love Ultramel. Everything Ultramel. But yeah, Sunset, Ultramel had Sunset, and going further for it, and then like in a trying to go back to what someone put in there or what Josh said about like the Sandblast and the Urban Camos. I feel that there's a lot of younger breeders who have their sights set on Urban Camos, and they keep saying they bring it up and they talk to you a lot about like, hey, do you have Urban Camo stuff, the stuff to make it because I want to, and trying to discourage them like why I wouldn't go for that. And just like Josh said, how many did you have viable out of all of them?
Two out of 9
Two.
over 6 years.
How years that he spent,
And dozens of animals.
dozens of animals that came out corkscrewed and shark mouth and everything like that. Like, if there's one message that some of the younger people from us just getting into this is, don't set your sights low and don't breed stuff that you don't have the chance to be able to make a good return on. I can't believe the amount of people who are out there trying to take the chance on doing super cinnamon and super black pastel and stuff like that. Like, why are you trying to make that stuff? And I know I'm going wild off this wild tangent. I'm sorry right now, but
it's all good. It's good information for early people,
make stuff that's gonna benefit you and all the other people that are gonna want your stuff, instead of watching your animals die. Like, that's.
I wonder if some of them, like you said, it's newer breeders, right? And I wonder if some of them don't really realize what they're getting into. I mean, they don't understand the odds of what they're going to get for a clutch versus what's going to be viable out of that clutch. And they see the Urban Camo is awesome, but
it is. But your chances of making that, I mean, Josh, what's the statistics on making that? It's the same as a triple het, if I'm not correct.
364 or something like that. It's way up there, bro.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Exactly. And there's a chance of that, and then not coming out just messed up. Like, don't set your sights low on yourself. Believe in yourself and invest in good stuff. Buy from quality people that you know and trust. You can trust the hets. We've all been burned by hets.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you, every single person in this panel, and between Josh, Jason, and Jamie, you guys we've all been sold stuff that hasn't been what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you breed it after feeding it for 2 years, and you're like, finally.
Yep.
And then poop.
Like,
you know what I mean? You get 11 eggs off of your het to visual pairing, and you're like, well, I should have at least 5 or 6 visuals in here, and you cut the whole damn clutch.
And you're just like, what the hell happened? And then you do it the next year, like, okay, maybe the statistics didn't work out for me, cool, whatever. No. And then I bred a double het clown albino female for 3 years, thinking that I missed the statistics. And you know what? Nope. She's just not. I was sold a lemon back in 2018.
That's when we start throwing the corn.
Yep, that's when we start throwing the corn.
Yep.
Jamie, you're not throwing corn. No corn throwing. Just coins.
But if we could get a refresh on the question, I'm sorry that I went off on that. There was just a lot of things that were said that were very good by Josh and a lot of the other people.
All right. So, you were on 24, your biggest success, and what you're going to take away from that to go into 25.
Ultramel.
You mentioned it.
Yeah, Ultramel had Sunset for me. I had, and Sunset had Ultramel stuff. I made a couple of clutches of that stuff. I took chances on, I paired double het to single het. I genetic tested, and I came out on top. Don't sleep on your pairings. Take the chances. test for it, and with the bigger stuff, right? Don't do like I'm doing an double head albino pied to a het pied, like, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? Like who? You know what I mean? You could go out for $400. You could get 2 breeders for that and make them next year, both double visuals. But if don't sleep on the don't sleep on your good pairings, genetic test, and take chances.
Yeah, there you go. So 25 is the year of chances.
25 is the year of chances.
All right, Craig, your 2024 victory, where it put you, and how is that going to move you forward? Or did you had victories? Come on, don't tell me you didn't have any.
Didn't get bit, right? Or was that this past year?
Darn it, I got bit. I think for me, it was getting my facility together and getting all dialed in. And moved to a new house, and it has this huge basement, and that's, I mean, I bought the house because it had the basement. I mean, it also has a bedroom and a kitchen, I think, but all I care about is the basement. And I really feel like I dialed in my processes. I dialed in my, husbandry better. The physical plant stuff down here is really working. And so that was great because it was chaotic after the move for a while. And so really getting that going. I had some content wins this last year, and for next year, I really want to make content that I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I want to make some content that brings in new people into the hobby. I just think that's the number one problem. Not problem. Let's say opportunity. It's the number one.
Exactly.
It's a real challenge.
And we got to get new people into the hobby. We got to effectively share our passion with the masses, and so I hope to sort of create some content that's good for beginners, that's good for people that are thinking about getting in or just getting started and have a lot of questions.
I have no doubt that you will, Craig. Your content is excellent, so I see that being a success for you.
The best camera quality in the game right there.
It is.
Look at that guy.
I have a story. I met Craig. I got to meet Craig in St. Louis, and it was so funny because he walked up and he was just normal guy, like, "Hi, how you doing? What you got?" And I'm like, "Man, I know you. Who do I know you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Craig." It's like, "Oh shit, I know who you are. You're on with Billy." And the best part is victory for Craig on 2024, being able to be on with Billy on Monday nights.
Yeah, that's really been a treat.
The networking has been great for you this year too, I'm sure, Craig.
But the best part is Craig is what you see right now. When you meet him in person, intriguing, looking at you, interested, great guy to talk to, even in person.
But I need the cameras because I look like shit in person.
No, you don't. He walked up. He was intrigued. He was talking. It was a great time. I didn't recognize him at first when I saw him. I was up there. He walks up, he's looking at the stuff. Oh, this is really cool. I'm like, yeah. Hey, do I know you? He's like, you may. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, hi, I'm Craig. And he shakes his hand like, I'm Craig. I'm like, oh, I know you. Oh, geez. It was great. He's really down to earth, just great. Craig is a really great guy to meet in person if you get the opportunity to and to talk to him. And he sat there and talked to me for half an hour to an hour, just sitting there, just bullshit. It was a great guy.
How the heck did you do that, Craig? How did you manage?
I know. Right?
He's an interesting dude. He's an interesting dude.
No.
I went to St. Louis this year primarily to see this Palm Street that they were doing with Redline and some other folks, and so that was really interesting. But I got to meet Jason, a lot of the people, and got to hang out with a lot of people. It was great.
It was.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey,
and that's
guys,
what this is.
I'm gonna have to jump off and cut it short.
All good, I hope.
I have to get up early in the morning and go to work, and it's almost 11, and my daughter's calling me right now. Mama's at work, so.
Ooh.
Okay.
Get to those babies.
On that. I will
No
definitely,
worries.
I definitely appreciate the opportunity again.
Yeah.
And anytime, just let me know.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm here for it.
Thanks, Josh.
Good to see you, Josh.
Yes, sir. Take it easy, Jason and Craig.
Take care, Josh.
Appreciate you, Josh.
I can
Bye,
figure out
Josh.
how to get out of here.
That's always
Kids
the
are
trick.
important.
Where's the out button? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the 2024 wrap up. A little bit of a bummer. Josh can't stay with us, but I get it completely. He's got family all over the place, kids and
Yep.
wife gone. So we knew that might be a little bit of an issue. He kind of mentioned that before the show, but we're gonna have him on regardless. So
Family's overrated.
as long as you got that basement. Is there a kitchen in that place, Craig?
He doesn't
Not
know,
sure.
remember?
That's
As long as he got the racks.
Right, exactly.
You get the food slid under the door.
There
Yep.
you go.
Yeah.
little slot. So looking forward from the kind of year we had, Jason, you had a huge year. You were the 15 Minutes of Lame contestant. That had to do a lot of different things for you over your social media, your
I did.
recognition across a bunch of different platforms.
It was great.
2025, where are we taking this stuff, guys? Do you have a plan? What is your main goal for 2025? If you were to say, this is what my intent for the year is going to be if I get there, fantastic. Start with you, Jason, I guess.
2025, hopefully looking at it for the economy to rebound. But for me, like I said, everything that I have, I'm willing to grow up, to use, to breed. But for me, looking for Ultramel Clown combos. First off, Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Ultramel Clowns, Super Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Ultramel Clowns. Right now, I have a female that ovulated that's going to give me my first clutch of 2025, which is going to be hopefully Desert Ghost, Double Het, Monsoon Cryptics.
Wow,
For
okay.
me, 2025 is going to be the year of Monsoon.
Love it.
Yeah, I do too. There's a lot of Monsoon haters out there that think it's overrated or doesn't do what they want it to do. And I there's nothing better than to be able to prove everyone else wrong, but try to mess up that pattern. And people who do it with G Stripe, like with the G Stripe clown and stuff like that, the Kiki. But I want to mess up Monsoon as much as I can. So trying to throw Desert Ghost, Cryptic, and I got some other stuff going on with it as well, that I'm not gonna throw out there. But that's the first building block is Cryptic. I think Cryptic is slept on. Krypton, the same thing. It's a Leelic with Clown. It should be bred as much, if not more, with Clown, with Krypton and Cryptic, just because of the things that it can do. When you can do Krypton pies and Clown pies in the same clutch, like why wouldn't you do that? And then again, 2025, the year of the Ultramel with me. We're doing Ultramel everything. Like I love Ultramel so much, and there's no way that we're not going to be producing tons of Ultramel stuff. And I've never sold a single Ultramel that I have. I just keep keeping them all because
So you have like 3,000 Ultra.
I got tons of Ultramel into my racks. I just keep pulling them out and pulling them out. I got tons of Ultramel. Just holding on to it, for the future for me. I think that Ultramel has a huge thing in the future, but it's not just Ultramel stuff. It's Ultramel Clowns, Ultramel Sunsets, Ultramel Desert Ghosts, and I'm doing more of that this year, more Ultramel DGs, Ultramel Desert Ghost Cryptics, Ultramel Desert Ghost Kryptons. And again, if I had to keep everything else, it would kind of suck to do it in this room that I have right now, but I would expand to keep it all. 2025 is going to be an insane year for us here, and I'm excited. We're not slowing down, even with the market and everything like that. People, the buying has been a little bit lower, and then I learned a lot. 2024 for me, I did my first show, and I vended in St. Louis, where I met Craig. Was my first show that I ever did, and I did it with friends, and I had a great time. And this year, I want to do another show. I'm going to do Schlomberg in Illinois, come.
Oh,
I
nice.
think it's August, September, somewhere around their time frame.
Sounds right. Yep.
I'm
it's
gonna
right
do.
before
I want to
Daytona.
do that show. So we're gonna do that instead of St. Louis and go there and have a great time with my friends again. Whether or not selling snakes or not selling snakes, just get to meet up with my friends that I've gotten to meet during this, and then bring in all my Ultramill stuff. I've met a lot of people who get to see what I make here and appreciate the stuff like that. So excited for this coming year. It's going to be great.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
badass. I look forward to seeing what you make too, man.
I appreciate
no
it.
doubt. I agree 100% with you on the monsoon. I just can't help but think there's something really cool that can be done with that. I don't know what it is, but
It's like the
it's so
journey. It's the journey to
Yeah,
get there. What's going to mess this thing up? And you
yeah,
want to find it.
yep.
And it's going to be the weirdest thing too. People
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
just
That's
would
what
Someone's
I
not
gonna.
think so
expect
too.
it.
Yeah.
It's going to be some goofy ass thing, Yeah.
I almost feel like, and people are going to just hang me up for this, but I almost feel like Calico or Scrambler is
Oh,
the
I wasn't
one
a
of
fan
the
of.
two.
I'm not a fan of Calico. I'm not a fan of Calico. However, when I saw the Calico Sunset, the first one that was produced, I lost my mind. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Now it's Calico Sunset Ultramel stuff, and now we're giving away stuff for the future or whatever. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that's like, oh
Yeah.
god, it looks so
It
freaking.
is going to be a wacky gene that got put to the side bin that nobody's playing with, and it's
Mhm.
going to
Yeah,
work with monsoon.
exactly.
So good. 25 sounds promising, man. Craig,
Thank
I
you.
know you got 25 plans coming up. What can you tell us about it? Where you headed?
I'm just pumped up by Jason right now. I'd like that's happening. I love it. I think just scaling up is going to be the big win this year, and not big scaling up. I mean, going. I'll have maybe 25 clutches this year, but that for me, that's a lot. And so then I'm going to be doing some other species. I've got a couple short-tail python pairings right now that I'm excited about. So I'll be having some non-ball python babies, which will be fun.
Nice.
And by the end of 2025, I want to be ready to breed my Dumerals. And I've got a lot of like high orange peach colored Dumerals that I want to get breeding by the end of the year. And I think I'm on track for it. So
Very
nice.
cool. So 25 is expansion for you, more
Yep.
clutches, and
Yep.
different species you're getting into.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
So what's the
Badass.
difference with the Dumerals as far as the breeding?
So they're
From-
just not up
from
to
your ball
size, and they obviously they're going to be live birth, so that'll be a first for me.
Yeah.
And they can have kind of large clutches. A lot of these boa species can have large clutches, but I'm just really excited about getting to breed them because I have 3.3 of them that I've been raising up for a couple of years, and they're getting kind of chunky now, and I'm looking forward to getting them in a place where they can be paired in a year.
Very cool.
nice.
Not going to power feed them or anything. I've been taking my time with them, but I really think this is the year that I'll be able to breed them.
Well, that's
So
a little
what are those-
suspect right there, Craig. Like soon.
So what is the time frame difference for those? And I'm not at all familiar with their breeding cycle and schedule. Like how mature? What's their maturity level? Is it a 2 year? Is it a 3 year? Is it?
It's at least 3 to 4 years, and I've been really kind of slow growing them, and so I'm going to start feeding them every week, which is or 10 days instead of every 2 weeks to 3 weeks.
Good luck with that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I have one boa constrictor. I've had her for 6 years now, and she will not eat every week. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
That's
But
odd.
she's my baby. She's an amazing animal. She'll eat like once a month, but I feed her. She gets big rats or whatever. But
Yeah.
These will eat like boas. I mean, they'll eat whenever I offer, but they're I got some good advice when I first started getting in them from just don't feed them as much as they want to be fed
Yeah,
initially.
initially, and then they'll go off on this tangent.
Yeah.
They don't want to. They just like, nope, don't want to.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So that'll be kind of exciting. I mean, I'm not familiar with the different species at all. I'll be the first to admit that. Very little knowledge about branching outside of ball pythons.
Should get a boa.
Around, right? And we
John needs a
talked about-
boa.
Everyone
Jimmy
needs
says
one.
No.
It's honestly, it's a very rewarding snake. Like if you're not willing to venture into the retic realm, a boa is very rewarding. Like a berm is just like a big ball python.
Yeah.
But
Right,
boa
right.
constrictors, they're very smart. They're very active. You pull them out, and they're just seeking the entire time. They're super cool.
Cool.
Carpet
And I do
pythons
like-
are also pretty great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do like the idea of some of the super dwarves. Some of that,
Mhm.
just to get into a retic that's going to stay under 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a mainland male retic that it's a funny story. I had him as a baby. He came to me, he was about 4 feet long, and then I grew him up over years, and my wife, she didn't I never pulled him out when she was out here. And I was cleaning his enclosure once, and after having him for about 4 years. And he was all of probably 15 to 18 feet long, and he was just chilling out on the ground. He was a great animal. Retics are very inquisitive, very smart, and I had him on the ground while I was cleaning his enclosure, and my wife comes downstairs, opens the door, and was like, "What is that?" Seeing it sit on the floor, and I'm like, "That's the retic," and she's like, "No, it's got to go. Like I can't. Like nope." She was so.
That's gotta leave.
She was. Yep. She's like she was so afraid of it. Everything I did to try to get her to understand about it, but she was so afraid of him. But he was so cool. Retics are very rewarding, the same as boas.
My wife
So-
is the same. She would not, she said yes to a lot of stuff she never thought she'd say yes to with this snake hobby. But retics were on the list. Oh, also the state of Alabama's list. But aside from that,
Yeah, sure.
I'm more worried about
Yeah.
her wrath.
And we use it as I don't want to say a cop out, because people keep in our conditions all the time. We have a fairly big snake room. It's 28 by 14, something like that, Jamie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
probably.
and so we
Sounds
have
right.
room for some bigger things, but I always use that as until I have the space or a facility, or
Oh
well, now we don't have that excuse. 'cause
no,
we're
and
almost
retics
set
don't
on
take
Jason's
more
side.
space than you think they do, John.
Yeah, I know it, but leave me my cop out. I'm staying on
Oh.
that cop out. We'll move into something different for sure. Hoggies are on the list. I do
Yeah.
like the hog nose.
Sure.
I have that too. They're
Yeah,
amazing.
they're so cool. I just love
They
those
are.
little things.
Vicious little animals they are.
They are.
They
And
come
that's
out
what
of
I
their
like about
tub.
'em.
I have one. She comes out of her tub every time. You open that tub up, mouth open, and she'll come at you. She just comes at you.
Jeebus.
It's
Yes.
great.
That is awesome. So yeah, 25 sounds pretty damn promising, guys.
It does.
Yeah.
Anything out there you two would put out there for somebody just coming in 25? How to approach this differently than maybe the rest of us are looking at it with a little behind us? What do you tell a new person coming in this year?
I think
I
be
guess we'll start with
patient.
Craig.
Yeah. Be patient.
Okay.
And learn. One of a story I tell sometimes is that after my first year, I had been adding things to my on Morph Market. I've been starring animals for a year, or hearting them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And adding them to my list. And after a year, I went and looked at the first animals that I started hearting. And
Yep.
holy crap. Holy crap. I mean, there's investment grade, and then there's, doomed to fail grade. And so I tell people that, like, in my first year, the amount of growth you'll go through in learning about the morphs and what you really like and what you don't like, and not just like what a lot of people just say, well, breed what you love. Well, if you love normals, maybe not, you know. And the urban camo was a great discussion. You know, like I just know a lot of people that were in that project. A couple of us still are, but it's a lot of heartache. And when you come into something and see something at a show, you're like, I want to make that. Oh, and they're rare. Oh, and they're hard to make. Count me in. You know, and I really think that. People need to be patient. They need to learn. They need to go to as many shows as they can go to. They need to talk to as many breeders as they can talk to, and really make decisions before you start investing in a lot of animals. Or I would say learn.
Do the research.
Do the research before you make the decisions to buy a lot of animals. Does that make sense?
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes a ton of sense. I wish we had you, Craig, in 2019.
I wish I had me too. And
we bought all those ones you hearted, Craig.
Yeah.
So same thing to you, Jason. New guy coming in, he stops at your table. He's just looking at stuff in 25.
You know,
besides buy everything I have.
Buy everything I have. Yeah. No, and you know, I've even turned away some people, you know, because of that. Hindsight's always 20/20. That's the worst part of this whole thing, is if you're honestly into this and you want to help the other person out, pick projects that are going to last the entirety that you think you're going to in the hobby. Have your goals, and then have the goal on top of the goal. If it involves anything just co-dominant, get out of here. You know, add recessives to it. Set your goals high, and follow through on those goals. If you want to be in this hobby for the longevity of it, you should have a 20+ year project. And that, you know what I mean? That there's not room in here for these people who want, and contrary to popular belief, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people are going to give me shit about it, but don't make the bells, don't make the bananas. Yes, they sell. Okay, I may do one clutch of bananas. I may to be able to take with me to one show that I do for this coming 2025. However, that's not where the longevity of this hobby lays. Stay true to your animals, take the long odds, have fun with it, and don't make the simple animals. You shouldn't be shooting for the 1 in 25 where I make a white snake. You know, don't do Mojave to Mojave. Take some chances. Set yourself up for the next 5, 10, 20, 15 years. 2025 is going to be great, yes, but you know what's going to be even better than 2025? 2030. That's what's going to be the year. I love that everyone loves to think about what's going to be this year. That's just setting me up for the future. And the rest of us, too.
That's
Perfect.
good.
I like it.
Yep.
I dig that.
That's
Look
good.
further than just this year is what you're going to tell somebody coming to you this year.
Exactly. It's not about what you make this year. It's what you want to produce in 2030.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, getting a Patreon.
What's that?
Yes.
Getting a Patreon. Or getting a couple, so you're not just in one group think, you know.
Yeah.
Get some friends that are on this journey with you, and find some mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And be willing to take constructive criticism. Be willing, you know, this is one thing, you know, I'm about to retire this year from the military, and we have this saying, and it's be willing to tell someone that they suck. It's okay. It's okay. It is real. It's okay. It's okay to suck. You suck.
You suck momentarily. Here's
Exactly.
how to fix it.
You suck. Do better. That's it. Be willing to take that criticism. And I'll be the first one. Analyze
and
what
the
I have.
consequences that go along with it.
Exactly. You suck less. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know that much.
Try to suck less than the year before, for sure.
That's all you gotta do.
I don't know that much about the blood pythons, but Dustin had a question here. I think the blood pythons are super cool looking. I don't know a whole lot about them. I don't know if any of you guys do.
They have their name for a reason.
Nah, I have probably I have about 10 of them, and I think they're fantastic. They're a different kind of care. They'll eat anything you put in front of them too. So you kind of have to be careful not to overfeed them. I've never been bit by one. I'm not looking forward to it. I've been bit by a hatchling, but I've never been bit by a blood python. It would be meaningful if I ever got bit by one. But
now I'm just curious, Chris, what species do you have? I'm sorry to take over this. What species do you have? Because you got everything, is what it sounds like.
Well, I've got some carpets. I've got bloods. I've got a couple different kinds of boas. I've got Guyana boas. I've got I've got a lot of different species.
God,
I've got
I'm gonna message you after this and just hear what you have.
Man. I got white lips. I've got rainbow boas. I just got a Noah's Ark.
Do you have any Bolins?
No Bolins. No.
Oh, okay.
That gets back to your issue of means.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
But I've got a lot of different species. But bloods are really fun, and they're very. I love opening the cage, and most of them I could just hang. Like I could bring one right now and put them around my neck, and it'd be fine. So
what are the odds we get a bite tonight, Craig? Do you want to grab one?
Are we gonna do boa grabs? Boa grabs for bites?
This would be if I'm on camera, it'd probably be the one time I get bit by one. But
that's about how that works. Yep.
But they're very variable. I would say short tails instead of just bloods, because there's Sumatrans, there's Python brongersmi, there's a lot of different variability across the different subspecies of short-tail pythons, and I just love them.
Nice. Something that we're completely unfamiliar with. Again, we got into this on the super noob end from a college kid that wanted a ball python, and now the 3 adults are raising ball pythons. And it's a weird transition for us too. I think we've talked about it just briefly, but I'll just kind of mention again. I mean, we grew up, Jason and I, when I talk about this, is just outside the Everglades. I mean, we were outside of Naples, between Naples and Miami, right on the Everglades. So reptiles weren't something you just candidly approached. I mean, it was always, as you're a little kid, hey, if you see this, don't go near this, don't go by this, don't go by that. If it looks like this, don't touch that. Everything was a negative as far as the reptile world, growing up in that environment as a small child. So carrying that through without any second thought to adulthood, you don't branch out with curiosity into like, how are these kept? How are these, it kind of stifles your curiosity to things that we probably would have loved as kids in a different environment where it wasn't, you're 2 miles from home out riding ponies in the swamp and you're not going to make it home kind of a scenario. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So understandably, that fear was put into us very young. I understand why people carry that through adulthood. But there is, I think, a little bit of a onus on us as converted people to push that further into the community, because I think it's a very overlooked pet quality animal that will really drive this industry. It's pure numbers, and we need those numbers higher. We need to give a better outlook as far as a community ourselves, but also to a group of people that wouldn't really think of that as a standard pet. I think that's critical for us in 25, and I think that's going to be a focus for us. And I say us, Jamie and Jason and I. We've done some college reach out things where we go to their events and we bring animals. We get college kids in to look at them. Some of them are brave. They'll put them in their lap. They'll play with them and hold them. But every time we've had that experience, we can see 5 out of those 40 people, they're going to have that as a pet.
Yep.
from that interaction and from that experience. And that's what we really do need more of in a safe environment. I don't mean haphazardly bring this
No.
to the park. I mean, do it in a structured manner.
I feel like it starts a little younger, like when like 4-H, like kids, 4-H.
Absolutely.
There was one was asked to do a Boy Scouts of America, where I bring a couple. I brought the boa constrictor, and I brought some ball pythons and stuff like that, and was showing these young kids who were like, "Ooh, like, yeah, you don't have to be afraid of them. It's okay. They're nice. Like, look at this, respect and everything." And you could tell, like, all of these kids, their eyes were just huge. They didn't get to hold and see, and their parents were just like, don't, but they gave consent, and the parents are sitting in the back, like, just afraid, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, nope, 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 nope.
Yeah.
But their kids were up there,
Right.
and I'm like, it's okay. I promise you, I will protect your children. And their kids are just touching them like this is the coolest thing ever. And you feel like, and especially when you're in there with them, you feel like you're just, Superman, like showing these little kids this stuff and starting that hobby. And it's the most rewarding thing ever. No matter how many clutches you can cut and whatever things that you can produce, there is nothing better than taking just this ugly, normal ball python that you produced and to this 8, 9, 10-year-old kid who is just in awe looking at it, just like, this is the coolest thing ever. And you're like, yeah. And this is from Africa. And they lose their mind, like, from Africa, and you have it here, and you're like, yeah. It is the most rewarding and coolest thing ever. It really is. I love every opportunity that I get to be able to take something from what I have here and show it to someone else who's never had any exposure to it, and to change their mind. There's nothing better than it.
It really is.
And sorry, Craig, I was just going to say
ahead.
the little kids too. That something special about that is they're more brave than somebody in their teens or an adult.
100%.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're hesitant, but
hands are out,
brave.
just instantaneously. Exactly. Yep, this adult, he's got me. That's instinctually. They're just like, he's not going to let me get hurt. Hands are out, and they touch it, and they're just like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever.
It is awesome, man.
They're blown away by the animal, and they're blown away by themselves holding the animal.
100%.
Yes.
Then like you do at the end, like, all right, who wants to just hold? Like, I'll take my boa constrictor, and she's all of like 15, 20 pounds, just this big 10-foot long, fat fucking girl, and I take her out there, and like, all right, the lucky person who's going to hold her by herself, no one else, and I trust this boa constrictor with my entire life. And I throw it on that kid, and they're sitting there smiling, big old toothless smile in front of their parents because they're missing half their teeth with this boa constrictor hanging on them. You know what I mean? And I just sit there in the back smiling. You can't help it. Like, it doesn't help. You can produce all the clown pies, DG clowns, monsoons, whatever. That doesn't hold a cake to being able to throw that animal on this little kid, just this nothing $20 boa constrictor that you bought 10 years ago on this kid, and they're just smiling.
Yeah. So, and I do think that should be all of our goals, and especially us early people that do have a tough time. So you're going to have a hard time convincing that to boutique breeders, to really high-end breeders, that needs to be a priority. They don't need that market as much as the bottom half of the pyramid. But if this is going to continue to work, and we're all going to be able to enjoy this, we need a wider base. That base has to be much wider. We really need to focus.
I don't even do it for that. I would consider myself that quote unquote boutique breeder. I don't make normals. I don't make bells. I don't make bananas. I do it just for me. I do it for me and my children to be able to show my hobby to my children's friends. Because my kids are down here. It's whatever. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I want to see a snake. Cool. Here you go. Whatever. Like, my kids are just, they don't care. They range from anywhere from 7 years old up to 14, and they know I breed, and they're just sitting down here like, yep, cool, thank you. I'm tired of scraping snake shit out of the tubs. Like, let's go, chop, let's go, Dad. But their friends are in awe, and they're the cool people to their friends because their dad does this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it's been a good show. You guys had some great insights, man. It's awesome to hear how 24 went for you. And I am looking forward to 25 from both of you guys. We're always in touch. Craig, we talk to you all the time. Jason, same. Yep. I don't know if we're watching the same podcast and we're typing in Instagram back and forth and laughing. So enjoy both of you guys immensely. Appreciate you both for coming on New Year's Day. That's a lot to ask of somebody to take away from a holiday and go sit on a podcast with random snake people. So I appreciate it.
We're family,
I was just playing
John.
Path of Exile. That's all I was doing.
Oh, that's a fantastic game, Craig.
Yeah.
I need a gamer tag. I'll jump in there with you.
Oh, God.
So yeah, but we're going to do the same thing we always do. Something out of this entire show Jamie focused in on at some point, hopefully. We're going to give out some of that affiliate.
I struggled today.
Forge coin?
Some of that
Forge corn.
Forge corn. We're going to hand some of that out and let people throw that around.
It's hard to listen the same way I do when I'm backstage, when I'm on stage. But yeah, I do have a question.
Have one. I have confidence.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody that sat through the whole thing, let's do it. $10 goes in somebody's pocket. Plenty of places to spend it. Also, if you want to add a place to spend it, you want to be part of that community, just let us know. We'll add you.
Basement Pythons will be part of that community as well.
Heck yeah. Appreciate that, Jason.
Does anybody remember what Jason's first clutch of 2025 will be?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
That's a good one.
I don't.
Oh, God, John.
I don't.
It's not pied. No, Will. It's not pied. No pied involved. God.
Urban Camo.
No, yeah.
1 in 364.
This is a hard one. I don't think people are going to get this one.
I don't think so. Maybe
something Ultramel Sunset. No, not Ultramel Sunset. I wish it was. No DG Clown. No DG Clown, Chris.
That's a tough question. I don't.
DG's in it. DG's in it. Nope, not Ultramel. Not Ultramel. Not Ultramel Clown. Nope. It's a hard
tough question, Vinnie. Good job.
Ooh, Monsoon Ultramel. Nope. Not it. Not quite.
DG Monsoon.
Closer.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
I ain't got no puzzle, Chris, unless you want to hook me up. DG Cryptic, we're getting closer. DG Cryptic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now I remember.
Now I remember. Yeah. Now you're
DG Puzzle.
I ain't got no puzzle. People keep. I ain't got no puzzle. No puzzle. No confusion.
Oh, man.
Yeah, confusion's one of those ones you wanted, but you don't have it.
It's one of those ones I want. I don't have it yet. Waiting for the right thing. Waiting for Chris, or not Chris. Waiting for someone to just throw it in my lap somehow. DG Crypt. Oh, Eric's so. There you go. Wow. DG not Krypton. DG Double Heck Cryptic Monsoon.
Okay.
We'll go close enough.
Will Hallahy.
Will.
Oh, there you go. DG Cryptic Monsoon stuff.
Yep, I wrote down DG Double Het Monsoon Cryptics. So that's pretty close.
Close enough, Will. Good job, Will.
Well done.
Wait, I got it.
That's a tough one.
No, D's Balls and Exotics got it right there. Wait, I got it. Ball pythons.
Yeah, it is going to be a ball python.
Dylan's a good guy, man. Talk about another wide range of animals over there. And he does crazy enclosure work too, man. Those lizards he had in the end there with the huge 8-foot.
I've got nice snakes from D's.
Yeah?
Yep, okay. I do.
Yeah, Dylan's a great guy, man.
He is.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up. We've been on here for almost 2 hours. It feels like it's been 40 minutes for the laughter. You guys are always characters, and you're welcome back just about any time. We won't do it to you again on another holiday. I promise. We'll rotate the holiday schedule.
Promises.
No, I won't do that to people. Not twice on a holiday. That's terrible to do to people. But I appreciate you guys 100%. So
for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Absolutely, anytime. We have another show coming out next week for a repeat. It was a technical difficulty cover-up. We're going for part 2 with Devin from Prophecy.
Ooh.
He'll come on with KG, and he's going to come on with his breeding not partner, Eddie. And they're going to do a rehash of what we tried to cover, but we had all kinds of problems. We figured out why, and we're going to do that right the next time. So next Wednesday, guys, hang out with us, 8:30 Central, just like always, Wednesday nights. Anything else you two want to shout out, add in there before we catch you backstage in a couple?
No, just Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you, guys. And may 2025 be great for all of us.
Perfect.
Second
I
that.
agree. Let's have that happen, guys. Thank you, folks, in the chat. Thanks for coming out every week. Finish up the week strong. I know these last 2 days after a holiday always suck. If you're going back to work before the weekend, just sleepwalk through it. We'll get there. Friday's not that far away.
It's a long week.
Yeah, we'll get there, guys. Weekend's coming up shortly, but thank you so much again for your support, everybody. Appreciate everybody that came out to watch. So we'll see you next time. Episode 2, Devin, KG, and Eddie from Static Morphs. All right. Catch you two in just a second backstage, but peace, guys. Have a good week. Happy New Year's to everybody out there. And bye.